Cycloalkane. Learning objectives. After completing this chapter, learners should be able to understand methods of preparation of cycloalkanes, various stability theories of cycloalkanes, and reactions of cyclopropane and cyclobutane. Introduction. Cycloalkanes are cyclic saturated hydrocarbons, meaning that the carbons of the molecule are arranged in the form of a ring. Say, for example, cyclopropane, cyclobutane, cyclopentane, and cyclohexane. So, cyclopropane is the smallest cycloalkane. Cyclopropane and cyclobutane are comparatively less stable due to more strain in the ring as per the Beer strain theory, and thus tend to break up and open the ring to act like a double bond species to give the addition reaction. While the cyclopentane and onwards like cyclohexane, cycloheptane, cyclooctane, etc. shows remarkable similarities with alkanes due to their more stability. The stability of higher cycloalkane is due to less strain rings as well as each carbon atom being sp3 hybridized like alkanes. It is therefore higher cycloalkanes are not attacked by acids, alkalis, and common oxidizing agents under normal conditions. Methods of preparation of cycloalkane. Preparation from dihalides, Dickmann reaction, and from aromatic hydrocarbons. From dihalides, cyclopropane is obtained from reaction between 1,3-dichloropropane and the sodium metal, like say for example 1,3-dichloropropane reacts with sodium metal, that gives you cyclopropane. Dickmann reaction, this reaction is an intramolecular Claisen condensation. Dickmann reaction is nothing but the intramolecular Claisen condensation, and it is carried out by treating the esters of adipic acid with sodium, where a beta keto ester is formed. So this formed beta keto ester on hydrolysis and decarboxylation gives a cyclic ketone. This on reduction gives cyclopentane. Third method, from aromatic hydrocarbon, 6-membered cycloalkane, that is cyclohexane, can be prepared by catalytic reduction of benzene and its derivatives. Stability of cycloalkanes. 3 theories are important to understand the stability of cycloalkanes, like Beer strain theory, Sachs-Mohr theory, also called as theory of strainless rings, and Colson-Moffitt model. Beer strain theory. So Beer's theory is generally based upon some assumptions that are helpful to understand the stability of cycloalkane ring systems. In the year 1885, Beer proposed a strain theory which explains the reactivity and stability of first few cycloalkanes. And the theory is totally based on the certain facts like normal angle between a pair of bonds of a carbon atom is 109.5 degrees, like methane molecule. He assumed that all the cycloalkanes were planar, means all cycloalkanes are in the single plane, and calculated strain on the basic structure. But Beer observed different bond angles for different cycloalkanes and also observed some different properties and stability. Beer proposed that the optimum overlap of atomic orbitals is achieved for a bond angle of 109.5 degree. In short, It is an ideal bond angle for alkane compounds. If the bond angles deviate from the ideal, then ring produces strain, and higher is the strain, higher is the instability. So higher strain produce increased reactivity and increases the heat of combustion. And the large ring system involves negative strain, hence it do not exist. Or the bond angles in cyclohexane and higher cycloalkane like cyclopentane, cyclooctane, cyclonone, etc. They are not larger than 109 point because the angles are okay. So, for example, in case of cyclopropane, so these are the structures of cyclopropane, cyclobutane, and cyclopentane. All carbon atoms are sp3 hybridized, so expected bond angle is 109.5 degree, which is an ideal bond angle. So this slide simply explains you the angle strain theory of first few cycloalkanes. Expected bond angle is 109.5 degree. So for example, in cyclopropane, cyclobutane, the rings are planar with the ring bond angle of 60 degree and 90 degree respectively. In cyclopentane, it is 108 degree. This implies that the normal carbon-carbon bond has to be compressed from 109.5 degree to 60 degree, 90 degree, and 108 degree to fill the geometry of the ring, and that each of the two bonds involved is pulled by half in bracket 109.5 degree minus 60 degree, half 109.5 degree minus 90 degree, and half 109.5 degree minus 108 degree for cyclopropane, cyclobutane, and cyclopropane respectively. That is, the deviation in case of cyclopropane is 49.5 degree, for cyclobutane it is 19.5 degree, for cyclopentane it is 1.5 degree, and for cyclohexane it is minus 10.5 degree. So angle strain, it is nothing but the half of deviation. So divide 49.5 by 2, then get 24.75. This value represents the angle strain in case of cyclopropane. 19.5 divided by 2 is equal to 9.75 degree, which is the angle strain present in cyclobutane. For cyclopentane, it is 0.75 degree. And for cyclohexane, it is minus 5.27 degree. So the angle strain is maximum in case of cyclopropane. Thus, according to the Bayes strain theory, cyclopropane is highly strained molecule, and the angle strain in case of cyclobutane is less than that in case of the cyclopropane. This signifies the greater stability of cyclobutane than the cyclopropane. So the angle strain is minimum in case of cyclopentane, and it is more stable. Ring strain occurs because the carbons in cycloalkanes are sp3 hybridized, which means that they do not have the expected ideal bond angle of 109.5 degree. This causes an increase in the potential energy because of the desire of the carbons to be at an ideal 109.5 degree. As a result of this, strain is more in cyclopropane as compared to cyclobutane. It will make cyclopropane less stable than cyclobutane. So cyclopropane easily undergoes ring opening reactions as compared to cyclobutane. So according to the Bayes, the relative order of stability for some common cycloalkanes like cyclohexane pentane is greater than cyclobutane is greater than cyclopropane. Means which one is more stable? Cyclopentane is more stable than cyclobutane and then cyclopropane. Means cyclopentane is more stable and cyclopentane is more stable and cyclopropane is less stable. Right. So this is the cyclopropane. Let's discuss the angle strain in cyclopropane, what it is. The ring of cyclopropane is triangle. So all the three angles are of 60 degree in place of 109.5 degree. Means the normal bond angle of the carbon atom. So this implies that the normal tetrahedral angle between two bonds is compressed to 60 degrees and that each of the two bonds involved is pulled in by 24.75 degree as shown in the figure. So the value 24.75 degree then represents the angle strain or the deviation through which each bond bends from the normal tetrahedral direction. In the same manner, cyclobutane is square and the bond angles are of 90 degree in place of 109.5 degree, which is a normal bond angle for the carbon atom. So to adjust them into the square ring system, angle strain for the cyclobutane is 9.75 degree. The deviation for cyclopropane and cyclobutane ring systems than normal tetrahedral angle will produce strain in the ring. The ring strain will make them unstable as compared to molecules having tetrahedral bond angle. According to Bayer, cyclopropane should be highly strained molecule and most unstable compared to cyclobutane. The triangle ring therefore be expected to open up on slightest provocation and thus releasing the strain within it. Successfulness of Bayer's angle strain theory. Cyclopropane is highly strained molecule, hence maximum angle strain is observed, hence it should be most unstable molecule. This in fact that cyclopropane gives easily ring opening reactions with Gr2 and HBr. The angle strain in cyclobutane is less than that in the cyclopropane, so it is more stable than cyclopropane as expected. Cyclobutane undergoes ring opening reactions but only under more specific conditions. The angle strain is lowest in cyclopentane, then it should be more stable. So as expected, it does not give the ring opening reaction. Limitations of Bayer's angle strain theory. This theory only explains the stability of lower cycloalkanes. So the angle strain in cyclohexane is higher than that in case of cyclopentane. Limitations of Bayer's angle strain theory. This theory only explains the stability of lower cycloalkanes. Higher cycloalkanes means more than cyclopentane, that is cyclohexane, cycloheptane, etc. They do not follow this rule as per the Bayer theory. Higher cycloalkanes should be unstable, but practically they are more stable. According to the Bayer, cyclopentane should be much stable than cyclohexane, but practically it is reverse. The angle strain in cyclohexane is higher than that in case of the cyclopentane. This strain increases continuously with increase in the number of carbon atoms in the ring. Thus, the theory satisfactorily accounts for the first three cycloalkanes, but it is not valid for cyclohexane and higher members. According to Bayer, the relative order of stability for some common cycloalkanes is cyclopentane is more stable than cyclobutane and last cyclopropane. Sachs-Moore theory, that is theory of strainless ring. Sachs-Moore theory or theory of strainless ring. So according to Bayer, the carbon atoms of a ring are all in the same plane. The strain was calculated on the assumption that cyclic rings are planar. The strain is minimum for cyclopentane and goes on increasing as the size of the ring increases. Hence, members higher than cyclopentane should be increasingly unstable, but Hermann Sachs soon pointed out that large rings need not be strained because the carbons need not be a coplanar. Sachs-Moore theory proposed that higher member ring can become free from strain if all the ring carbons are not forced into one plane. They exhibit into non-planar folded or puckered conformations, both of which are completely free from strain. These are strainless as the carbon atoms lie in the different planes and the normal valence angle is 109.5 degrees is retained, and these are called the chair form and the boat form because of their shape. So you know the chair conformation is the most stable conformation of the cyclohexane. In chair conformation of cyclohexane, there are two types of positions, axial and equatorial. The axial positions point perpendicular to the plane of the ring, whereas the equatorial positions are around the plane of the ring. So Mohr in 1918 further elaborated this theory and applied it to compounds with the two rings fused together. Next, Koljian-Moffitt model, that is banana bond theory. Koljian-Moffitt model, or a concept of maximum overlap of carbon orbitals, that is bent bond or banana bond theory. Koljian-Moffitt theory or Koljian-Moffitt modification or concept of maximum overlap of all these are the synonymous with each other. A bent bond, also known as a banana bond, is a type of covalent chemical bond with the geometry somewhat indicative of a banana. The term itself is a general representation of electron density or configuration resembling a similar bent structure within small ring molecules such as cyclopropane, or as representation of double or triple bonds within a compound that is an alternative to the sigma and pi bond model. Note that sigma bond, that is a strong bond, involves ion overlap and pi bond involves side-long overlap. Bent bond is intermediate between the sigma and the pi bonding. So the overlap being neither ion nor side-long, this makes the overlap less efficient than sigma overlap, and the cyclopropane carbon-carbon bond is weaker than the normal carbon-carbon sigma bond. Next point, reactions of cyclopropane and cyclobutane. Catalytic hydrogenation, halogenation, catalytic halogenation, addition reactions. Catalytic hydrogenation, also called as reduction, treatment of cycloalkanes with hydrogen in the presence of a nickel catalyst at a specific temperature yields the respective alkanes. Ring opening of cyclopropane and cyclobutane occurs on catalytic hydrogenation and gives propane and butane respectively. Cyclopentane and cyclohexane are stable even at higher temperatures and do not undergo the ring opening reaction. Next, halogenation. Simply, this is substitution reaction. Reaction between the cycloalkanes and halogens in the presence of a light, particularly UV light, yields the corresponding halocycloalkane. Next, catalytic hydrogenation. This reaction occurs in the presence of a catalyst or at high temperature and opens the cyclopropane and cyclobutane ring to yield the dihaloalkane. Simply, it is nothing but the addition reaction or addition of Cl2 and or Br2. Here I have discussed about the Br2 addition of Br2. Cyclopropane reacts with the bromine in the dark to form addition products. Say for example, formation of 1,3-dibromopropane by addition of Br2 in carbon tetrachloride in absence of a light or in the dark, and cyclopentane and higher members do not give this reaction. Next, fine. Addition reaction. Addition reaction, addition of hydrogen bromide, hydrogen iodide, and hydrogen in the presence of a nickel catalyst yield the corresponding addition product. This reaction includes the addition of a hydrogen bromide, addition of a hydrogen iodide, and addition of a hydrogen. Treatment of the cyclopropane with hydrogen bromide yields N-propyl bromide. Then addition of hydrogen iodide, treatment of cyclopropane with the hydrogen iodide at room temperature and of cyclobutane at higher temperature yields N-propyl iodide and N-butyl iodide, or 1 iodopropane and 1 iodobutane respectively. And addition of hydrogen cyclopropane and cyclobutane react with hydrogen in presence of nickel catalyst to give propane and N-butane respectively. Cyclopentane and cyclohexane do not give any reaction with hydrogen halide. These are the references of this chapter, cycloalkane. If you want the more information, you can go through this. And thank you.